Hello! I decided to make my first solo game in just 7 days for the G-Develop Game Jam. You might be asking yourself, aren't you already making a cooking game? Well, yeah, but I'm on a team for that one. A team of 3 people to be exact, where I'm in charge of game design and all the visual elements. This time, however, I'm entirely on my own. I don't know how to code, which is exactly why I chose GDevelop as my engine. It's a no-code software, which doesn't mean it's the easiest thing in the world to learn, but considering I don't know shit about programming or mathematics, it's perfect for me. In GDevelop, you use actions and conditions. If this happens, then this other thing happens. It honestly feels like playing a very complicated puzzle game. The theme for this GDevelop Jam was To the Top. The jam itself lasted 9 days, but I didn't actually start until there were only 7 days left. So come along with me through the chaotic process of making my very first solo video game. 7 days left. During the days when I couldn't actually get my hands dirty working on the game, I spent my time brainstorming what to make. Then it hit me. Let's do a sort of roguelite about a gnome who does short runs, climbing up a well and collecting gems. Little did I know, this idea would come back to bite me in the ass later, but hey, I'm getting ahead of myself. On day 1, I drew an early sketch of what the gnome was going to look like. I wasn't aiming for a complex art style, just something cartoony and cute. Funnily enough, I didn't even use that sketch afterward. Instead, I used badly drawn placeholder sprites for almost 80% of the development time. Why? Because the thing I'm newest to right now is the coding part, the logistics, and the core gameplay loop. I wasn't going to waste precious time polishing art, which is something I can practically do with my brain turned off. I needed to focus on the logic. First up, I wanted to create the main hub where you can buy upgrades to go deeper into the well. You buy your upgrades, and then you start the run. The next step with planning the actual gameplay loop, ascending the well. My plan included an upgrade system, where players could boost their speed, inventory space, health, and most importantly, their rope length. Upgrading the rope allowed you to descend deeper into the well, where you'd find increasingly rare and valuable gems. But what was the ultimate goal of the game? After a lot of brainstorming, I came up with a backstory. This little miner gnome can't get back home because the bridge leading to his house was destroyed. Conveniently, there's a local king who absolutely loves gems. You sell your haul to the king for coins, use those coins to buy upgrades, and simultaneously save up the 20,000 coins required to fix the bridge. To get there, you have to grind through short, fast-paced runs. Next up, the level system. Now, I'm no programming genius in GDevelop, so this involved a lot of trial and error. I created a system of collision points, some where gems should spawn, and some where they shouldn't. Initially, I made the collision point a different object for every single level. It caused a bit of lag at first, but I fixed it so that once all the gems generate in the first few seconds of a run, those spawn points are deleted. Plus, each level of the cave is locked behind the rope upgrade, meaning deeper gems won't spawn until you've unlocked that tier. Here's a developer secret you might not realize just by looking at it. The gnome never actually moves up or down. Instead, the background, a single, long vertical image, scrolls downward to give the illusion of vertical movement. The gnome itself only moves from side to side. It's a graphic trick, and it made programming so much easier. With the movement system sorted, it was time to tackle the mining mechanics and gem sprites. I wanted these to be the final assets, since they are relatively simple to draw. Still, I ended up creating 2 types of gems per level, with 3 color variants each. That added up to 42 individual drawings. I knocked out those sprites over a 3-day period, while simultaneously handling trickier mechanics, like adding a dynamic light cone to the gnome, coding falling rocks, and making the pickaxe follow the mouse cursor. Time for sound effects and music. One of my teammates, who is currently handling the soundtrack for Mimi's Restaurant Helper, lent me a track he had already composed for a cave environment. Take a listen. With the music set, I needed sound effects, a mining impact, falling rocks, a ruffling bag, and a satisfying pickup sound. The falling rocks and the pop for picking up items were easy to find royalty-free. But a good mining sound? Man, I couldn't find anything that fit. So I had to do it myself. My first attempt involved throwing random objects at the floor and filling a Kinder Egg with rice. But nothing sounded right. Eventually, I stumbled across a Tupperware container packed with random plastic and metal junk. Listen to this. It was perfect, super satisfying to the ear. The magic of sound design is making sure an asset doesn't get tiring or repetitive. So I recorded a few different variations of the impact and programmed the game to play them at random. Here's an early build showing how it sounded in action. Before diving into the final art and UI screens, I have to do the unglamorous, heavy lifting work, tweaking spawn rates, integrating all the audio, handling technical optimizations, and debugging. I learned a massive workswell hack during these few days. By grouping a bunch of separate objects into a single object group in GDevelop, I could apply conditions or actions to all the gems simultaneously, rather than writing tedious individual code lines for every single variant. By the way, all the gems you see in the game are based on real-world minerals. I took some time to research them because I wanted to feature a different gemstone for every color of the rainbow, making them visually distinct on screen. Time to make it look pretty. This phase was all about designing the user interface, the upgrade shop, and the throne room where you sell your treasure to the king. When it came to the background art and character animations, I didn't have a rigid style guide in mind. I'm not a pixel artist, so I opted for a stylized 2D cartoon aesthetic, kind of a mix between Cuphead and WarioWare. I actually took heavy inspiration from Wario himself when designing the king character, as WarioWare is one of my absolute favorite franchises. For the shop merchant, I settled on a derpy little wizard. Overall, I was really happy with how the backgrounds and style came together. Welcome to the final crunch. It was time to add the remaining features, squash the last bugs, and polish the visuals. I foolishly thought I'd get some sleep that night. I was dead wrong. For starters, coding an in-game shop is incredibly tricky. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I'm terrible at math, so the economic scaling isn't perfectly balanced. You have to grind a bit longer than I originally intended, but it gets the job done. I left the game over screen and the main menu for the very end. When you finally afford to fix the bridge, a cute little cloud animation plays, leading to a drawing of our gnome finally sleeping peacefully in his own bed. Because, dang, he earned it. I reused some of the completed art assets to build a simple main menu, and just like that, the game was finished. except it was 6 a.m., leaving me with exactly 5 hours before the submission deadline, and I ran straight into a wall trying to export the project to itch.io. I had to retry the export process 8 times because some of my file names contained special characters that the itch website couldn't read. It was almost 8 a.m., and I was absolutely exhausted. Thankfully, after scrolling through Reddit, I discovered that using the itch.io desktop app resolves the file upload errors that break on the browser version. By 8:30 a.m., the game was officially live. A lot of people ended up playing and loving my very first solo project, and I'm incredibly proud of finishing a complete, fully functional game entirely on my own. Did I win the jam? Not quite. I didn't incorporate the jam's theme as well as I could have, and the competition was fierce. You should definitely check out the other entries. If you want to try DeepWell yourself and leave some feedback, you are more than welcome to. This is my first long-form video, but I really want to make more, especially covering the development of my main, big project, Mimi's Restaurant Helper. Would you guys be interested in going behind the scenes to see how a cozy, chaotic cooking game comes to life? Let me know in the comments. If you can drop a like and subscribe, it really helps boost my indie dev morale. Thanks for watching, and see ya!